Good morning, Muscatine. We are here on a finally spring-feeling Tuesday. I can look outside and it actually looks like spring. We don't have green out there yet. We're getting close, I think, on the trees. But enjoy it. Hopefully everybody had a good Easter Sunday, Easter weekend, and actually has recovered and back to doing stuff for a Tuesday. This morning, we have a whole bunch of folks here with us. We have the iJag, I guess, team, group, class with us from MHS. And we'll have them, you guys introduce yourself real quick. And then, Mr. McConnell, if you could maybe give us a quick overview of what iJag is, and then we're going to dive into some of the cool stuff that they've been doing.
Alrighty, so my name is Giovanni Candela. I'm a senior at MHS.
Hey, you forgot favorite color.
Oh, and my favorite color is blue.
We just had a 5-minute conversation about whether they were going to share favorite colors or not.
Hi, my name is Sasha Rodriguez. I'm a junior at the Muscatine High School, and my favorite color is green.
Is that why your gum's green?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Hi, my name is Angelina Martinez Aguilar. I'm a junior at the high school, and my favorite color is yellow.
Hi, my name is Aisha Rodriguez, and I'm a junior at the high school, and my favorite color is pink.
Hi, my name is Ayana Guillen, and I am a senior, and my favorite color is also pink.
Hi, my name's Dayton Cox. I'm a senior, and my favorite color is blue.
Hi, I'm Blanca Colazo, and I'm a junior, and my favorite color is purple.
Hey, I'm Jon McConnell. I am the teacher, or as iJag calls it, the Educational Specialist for the 11-12 program at Muscatine High School. And my favorite color is red. So what
I would have thought with iJag being blue, you guys all could have like gotten together and said blue.
Hey, I said blue.
Yeah. I mean, don't fire me, iJag. All right. So what iJag is we are a 4-credit elective class, so you don't have to take iJag, but for kids that don't understand like what the real world is post-graduation or what they want to do post-graduation, we kind of help them and prepare them for that future. Whether that's college, a trade school, community college, armed forces, or just go straight directly into the workforce, we help them to get prepared for that. We don't want them to come into the class and be like, well, I'm just going to go sit at home in my mom's basement for the rest of my life. That's not an answer in my classroom. So what we do is we teach life skills, we teach employability skills, soft skills. We teach them technology stuff that may help them with a job in the future. There's 37 constructs total that we teach, so it's hard to remember all those off the top of my head. But the main goal is to get them prepared for the future. We run through different things in the classroom. We are a PBL class, so that's project-based learning. So if they actually do the work in my classroom, they shouldn't have any homework, which a lot of kids hate is homework. So I try not to give them homework unless they just don't finish what they're supposed to for my class.
So what I've always found interesting about this is, you know, when I was a kid, you know, so this is going way back, like let's call it the 80s, early 90s, for those of you that weren't even born yet. You know, when we were in school, we had home ec, which was kind of worthless. Shout out to Mrs. Larry, the greatest home ec teacher that may or may not have hit me in the head with a frying pan. And we had like how to use a checkbook and all this other stuff, but it was like random hit and miss. You know, maybe you knew how to do life, you know, because back then, do you guys even know what a checkbook is? I'm an age. Okay, wow. Oh, yeah, wow.
I actually taught that in my class. So.
Oh, okay. See, so this is perfect. Like what I see iJag as, and you guys have been on a couple of times to talk about this, is it's really just that practical adulting class is really what I would almost call it. And I think it's a great supplement or complement or whatever geometric you'd like to use to what people normally consider book studies. So for you guys, what's probably the most important, if one of you, two of you want to speak to this, what's been the coolest thing that you learned in iJag? Ooh. Well, coolest, or maybe not coolest, that's maybe a bad word to use. What do you think is one of the things that's like the most practical or something that you're like, oh my goodness, that makes sense, I'm going to use that?
I can't answer this.
So if we're a junior or senior, we go to scholarships and we will apply to whatever one actually like suits us. Even though, like if we're not prepared for like college yet, we still do it, which actually prepares us more so for the future, and it helped me receive enough scholarships for me next year.
Awesome. So are you going to go to school?
Yeah, I'm going to Iowa State.
Going to Iowa State. I'm sorry. So does anybody else have something? Yeah.
So the coolest thing that I learned in iJag would probably be the apartment simulation. So we have to like fill out this whole packet, and we have to budget $4,000 and find a house and pay rent and pay gas and electricity, all in the budget of $4,000. And I think it really helps with finding a house in real life. I just find it interesting.
Did it also maybe help give you like some understanding of like what you were going to have to earn when you're out in the real world?
And what kind of jobs you need to live the life you want.
Yeah, I think from all the kids I've talked to, I think that's probably the biggest thing that's hard to grasp is like, I want to live like my parents did, or I want to live better than my parents did, or I don't care if I live as good as my parents do. But what does that translate to into like what I do all day? What kind of job is that? And yeah.
Oh, I was just going to add, like, it was funny. So at the beginning of that project that Sasha was talking about, the driving question was, how much money do I need to make to live the life that I want? So I had all the students in each period go up and write a number on the board. And it was funny to see all the kids were like $100,000, $1 million, and just outrageous numbers that they could or could not potentially obtain. So they had to go through the project with $4,000 and figure out all the expenses that they'll need each month. And then at the end, there are some calculations of like, all right, this is how much I need to make weekly, monthly, and then yearly. And most of those numbers were around the $45,000 range. So I was like, see, you don't need to make $100,000 a year to live the life that you want. Like, those are all, you guys are just have this mindset of, I need to make a bunch of money or else I'm not going to be able to live.
Out of curiosity, I'm going to dive in a little bit on this. When you guys were thinking about those numbers that you wrote up on the board, you guys remember that when you did it? Where did those numbers come from? Like if some of it, like if you wrote 100,000, do you have any idea where that number came from? Like, had you heard it before? Did you?
So I put around like 30 or 60,000 because it was more of like an average.
Okay.
So I'm not really good with numbers and money. Like, I'll just like say that I'm not really good at math, but I just put like what someone can make an average because I'm not really like shooting and being like, I want to make $1 million, or as long as I have the money for what I need is important, then like I know I'll be okay type thing.
Yep.
So that's how I figured out like $30,000 to like $60,000.
So did any of you come out of that experience saying, oh my goodness, I've got to be an influencer. I've got to build a huge YouTube channel and TikTok and everything else? No. Oh wait, you're all looking at somebody.
I don't know. JJ. I didn't even say that.
No? All right.
Is that what you want to do?
No.
Oh.
No. JJ wants to go into the politics of the world at some point in his life.
He's very good about it.
Yes, yeah.
That should be interesting. We'll watch.
Yes.
We'll watch and see what happens.
Yes.
There's a couple in this age group out at MHS that I'm really interested to watch and see what they do. So now, you guys have a competition that you just did. Should we roll into that?
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
I think, yeah.
So all these students here, we competed at state. What was that? March 23rd? Yeah, March 23rd up in Des Moines.
So who used the broadsword?
The what?
The broadsword. It was a competition, like were you guys like swinging swords at each other?
No.
What were you doing?
It was, so there was 8 competitions. Muscatine High School, it's only for junior and senior programs, so all my students.
Okay.
They had to submit a project into iJag, and out of the 8 competitions, we submitted 7 products, I guess you can say, into iJag, and all 7 of them made it to the state competition.
Wow.
But we only took 5 of the groups. One of the groups was the project-based learning showcase, so just talking about a program that we've used, PBL that we've used so far. And actually it was JJ, Dayton, and Ayanna was a part of that group. So they technically made it to state for 2 different events.
Nice.
But they all wanted to do their individual event rather than the group. So that's what they did. And then one of the other groups that we potentially could have sent to state, they were like, I don't want to. So that's okay.
Well, since you guys did so well.
We brought you some free samples.
Yeah, so since you guys did so well, talked to Starbucks, thought we'd have a little cheers to the success at state.
Oh,
so,
so take one down.
Yeah.
Pass it.
Could you hand Lori the mic real quick?
But it does have a little.
There you go.
So that's a caramel ribbon crunch frappuccino. It does have a little coffee taste to it. It's super popular.
It's
not
also known as the crisp. So
The crisp.
that's one of the 2 things that I always get. So I thought I'd oh, wait, hold on. If we're gonna toast you guys, you gotta.
Stas and I want to know what
Would you hand me one
iJag
real
is.
quick?
Iowa Jobs for American Graduates. Okay, I know I missed it. I missed the whole.
You'll just have to watch the episode.
I'll watch it.
Okay.
I'll watch it. Are we on camera?
You are, yes. Of course, Lori, you're always
okay,
on
so
camera.
Anyway,
when you're
this is a caramel ribbon crunch frappuccino. It has a little coffee flavor to it. It doesn't have espresso shots in it. Super, super, super popular.
Yep.
If you really don't like the coffee taste, you can order it without.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Awesome.
So we
well,
wanted to make
guys,
sure you guys
congratulations.
Yep.
Cheers. Enjoy.
Salud.
I'm not
Todo
Italian.
eso.
Awesome. She hand the mic back over.
Are you done with me?
I think so, Lori. I mean, unless there's anything you got to say. Lori, you always got an open mic here.
I do. Well, we had a special going on, but that's over. But stop in and see us. It's a great season for cold drinks. And if you're really craving something delicious, try the, pineapple refresher with coconut milk. Not that you guys would know. Yeah, not that you guys would know. Pina colada. Yeah. And then maybe even add a little strawberry puree to it.
Or you can get what I call the dragonfly. It's the dragon fruit refresher with lemonade instead of coconut
If you
milk.
like pineapple,
It's super good.
Definitely need to try
Super
the
good.
pineapple with coconut milk, though.
Yeah.
Pina colada without the kick.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you, Miss Lori.
Gracias.
Hope you guys enjoy those.
All right. Yeah, no,
Okay,
thank you.
so
That was awesome.
seven competition, or no.
8 competitions, 7 made it to state.
7 made it to state, and then a couple did it
And then-
individually.
yeah, so we took 5 groups, and then all these kids competed. We had Sasha, Angelina, and Aisha. They competed in the creative decision making. So they went into a room. They had an hour. iJag and judges were like, all right, here's the problem that we have. Make a solution to it. And then they had to present that into a panel of judges. And then we had Dayton. In my opinion, she did the hardest one. She was in the financial literacy event, which was a 60-question test over financial literacy and all that fun jazz that I don't really like, but I have to teach. So that's what she had to do. Blanca here, she did the prepared speaking. So she got a prompt of a question like, I believe it was, how has iJag helped you prepare for the future? So she had to create a 5 to 10 minute speech, and then she presented that in front of a panel of judges.
Was that what it was? How did iJag? We're going to pull that up out of your file. We're going to have you hit that before we get done.
On the spot.
On the spot.
All right, and then we had Ayanna. She did the career preparation presentation, so she had to make a slideshow with, I think it was only 10 slides, and then she had to present that in front of a panel of judges. And then I guess JJ, can't forget him. He did employability skills, so he had to create a cover letter and a resume, professional one that was actually like honest, like this is stuff that he's done, jobs that he's had in the past, and then he had to go into a room with judges and do like a mock interview with, I think they were all from Principal Financial Group, and then so JJ actually placed first in the state. And he will be going to nationals. We actually fly out in a week from Des Moines to go to nationals in Orlando, and we'll spend 6 days there competing. I guess only for 1 to 2 days for you, and then the rest is like there's going to be career fairs, college fairs, some leadership classes that he'll be able to take, and then the toughest day is going to be the day at Universal. That
Wow.
Yeah, so
it's
the
rough.
walking is going to be tough
Rough.
that day. Yeah, so
Go on the Hulk. It's awesome.
yes, the
We
Hulk.
we may have gone back
I already
to back
told
to
him we're
back
gonna have to go to the Harry Potter world and.
Oh, wait, you get to
look
go
at
too?
that. Yeah. Yep.
Who else going? Just you two?
Just us two.
Oh,
And
wow.
then there was 11 other students.
Kendall, how'd you let that happen? How are you not going?
Yeah, she. Yeah.
Um,
So, yeah, my wife actually is allowing me to go, so that will be fun. But there's 11 other students that will be going from the state of Iowa, and then our state officers for iJag will be going, and then there's 15 other staff, so like all the other specialists or teachers will be going along, and then some of the higher ups, like our CEO, will be going.
who was here maybe 2 months ago? I think
Yeah,
she
so
said?
Lori, she actually just retired.
Oh, that's right.
She's,
No,
she's
she's-
now
yes.
into an executive position.
Yep, that's right.
But we have Wendy. She'll be our new CEO. She will be going with us also. And I believe Lori's also going. I honestly don't 100% know who all is going from iJag, but I know JJ and I will be there trying to bring back a national title and hopefully coaching him to that victory.
Hopefully, Universal is after the competition.
Yes. Yep.
Okay, good.
Yep.
That's good.
So I think competition is Thursday, Friday. Universal will be Saturday. And there's like a big grand award ceremony Saturday night.
Cool.
And a dance that they get to have.
Nice.
But I will not be dancing. I don't dance. No,
Yeah.
not me.
So, real quick, if you could, tell us a little bit about the financial literacy. We're going to have each of you just touch on it real quick. So, for the financial literacy, what all were some of the topics that you guys were tested on and you got to learn about?
So a lot of it was math related questions about like taxes and stuff. So I would get a number and I would have to add like 3% state tax to it along with like interest and other things to find like the number. So about like half the test was about math. The other half was about like scholarships, FAFSA, and just like what would you do in a certain situation. And then the last question was an essay question about why financial literacy is important to high schoolers.
Awesome. You're going to get to go last.
So I did the career development, and I had to make a slideshow of setting up my career plan. So where I'm going for college and what career I'm wanting and
what
how
are
much I
those?
make. Huh?
What are those? Where do you want to go? What do you want to do?
I'm going to PCI Academy in Iowa City for esthetician school.
Oh, cool.
So I'll just talk about a little bit about that. That's okay. So I start August 22nd is my orientation, and I go from August to May. So it's an eight-month program, and I'll be being certified for esthetician practices. So then with that, I can either go to a salon and start there, but I want to have my own place, right? So I plan on taking business courses as well. And then later on, I want to go into nutrition, so I can be a skin nutritionist and look more into that as well.
That's a nice combination.
Yeah, and
Awesome.
yeah, I hope the money will be decent, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I start college in 4 months, so a little scary, but
You get a little head start on everybody then, huh?
yeah.
Awesome.
But yeah.
So who's next?
Us three did the creative decision making. So we had a paper that was turned over flat on the table, and we couldn't turn it over until the judges said it was ready. So it was just a real world problem. So like ours was that there was over a certain amount of Iowans that didn't have jobs in the year of 2020, I think. And we had to figure out how to retain and keep people within a job, and also how to like advertise it so that people know about it.
And they gave you an hour to do this?
They gave us 45 minutes.
And like we have state legislatures who work on this for years and can't figure it out, and you guys just knocked it out in 45 minutes?
Yeah, they get since
course
we
you
went
did.
in there, and since ours was weird, there was different groups, A, B, and C groups, but no matter what, C, even though competitions were supposed to be last, creative decision making and financial literacy had to go first no matter what. So ours was kind of jumbled up. So we did our competition, then we did our workshop, and then the career fair. but it was 45 minutes. They let us go a little bit longer because we started late. And then we had to write it out, like a full paragraph of how we would retain and like advertise the job to keep people and to let them know about it.
What was your answer?
We said like we would, like a lot of people sometimes have trouble within a workforce, but they don't know what to do and like who to go to talk to. So we did say that like an on-site, like, I don't want to say therapist, but like someone that you can talk to about your workforce, because like, yeah, you can talk to your bosses and your friends and your coworkers and stuff, but it's not the same as like actually letting someone know how you feel about the place. Like if it's toxic environment, you know, it's not a good place to work in, and people don't want the job because like people are rude or they can't take it. And yeah, they do it for money, but sometimes like being okay with your job is like a big part of wanting to keep it and stuff. And then we also said like money, no matter what, is a big thing in a job, no matter what. Like it always is. I can't remember a lot because it was a full paragraph.
Well, but yeah, I mean, it sounds like you've hit on all the key things.
Yeah,
I mean, like,
it was like we had to think outside the box, though, like not typical things that somebody would want to help keep someone from keeping that job. So we had to think outside the box. So like that's why we said the person, like an on-site person to talk to about the place. But yeah.
awesome. That sounds like you guys nailed it.
Yeah.
So, what was yours, Mr. State Winner?
So I did, wait, what did I do? Oh, employability skills. Mine was I had to create my resume and cover letter. And it had to be like realistic, so like everything I have done, and like I have to have proof that I've done it. And then I had to do a cover letter, you know, summing it all up. And so I had to do an interview too, and it's totally random. Like you just walk in there and you have random judges and they ask you random questions, and it was like only 6 questions. And it was like I went in there and I was like, you know what am I don't know what I'm doing. And like I was like, I'm not gonna get it. And then I went in there and they asked me the simple questions, like I shook their hand, you know, do the normal things you would in an interview. And then like they were just asking me like, hey, so, you know, what's your, you know, best skills or what's your worst skills, and just things like that. And then they asked me like certain questions about my resume. And then like I'm involved in a lot of different things. And so realistically, if I put everything on my resume, it'd be at least 3 pages long. But you could only have 1 full page. So
It's like Twitter.
Yeah, pretty much. So I talked about most of the things that weren't on my resume and then summed up everything that was on my resume at the same time. And it was pretty like, it was more of like a conversation more than like feeling like you're in an interview. So I feel like I surprised them that way because I was so comfortable with just talking. And then it ended up being like the full time, so they gave me 8 minutes and then that was it. And I ended up taking up that 8 minutes, and at the end of it, they told me that they were really impressed and that I got a perfect score, and that they weren't allowed to tell me that, but they told me anyways. And then so I was like, you know what, thank you, and stuff like that. And I walked out and I was like, no way I just got that. And I went to Mr. McConnell right away and I was like, guess what, I got a perfect score. And I was like, I got a perfect score. Like I was just totally bland about it. Like everyone else was freaking out and they're like, no way you got a perfect score. And I was just sitting there like, yep, I got a perfect score. And I wasn't just trying to jinx myself and stuff like that. Yeah, but that was what I had to do.
So the last one, you think? So essentially, it boils down to what's awesome about iJag, isn't it?
Yeah.
What do you got?
Oh, well, I did prepare speaking, and it was like the question, he already said it, it was how has iJag supported me or helped me prepare for the future. And we've already kind of covered it with like the apartment simulator, and then with the like finding scholarships like Last Dollar and stuff. And that's it. And like it's not just stuff like that, it's like social skills and how to like do this, like not be scared and be shaking and stuff.
Well, and that's actually one thing that I was going to mention. There's two big things that I want to just say to you guys while I've got your somewhat undivided attention, other than the really good looking food up above me, is you guys all obviously have picked up technical skills, but just watching how you guys have all interacted since you've been here, that's what the world needs more of. Like, you've all supported each other. You can tell you've kind of been on some ups and downs together, right? Like a basketball team or anything else, right? And so you know how to manage those ups and downs, because it doesn't matter what organization you become a part of when you grow up, whether it's, you know, your employer, whether it's an extracurricular thing you do as an adult, you know, whatever it is, there's always going to be interpersonal conflict, and there's always going to be these things that you've got to figure out ways to get through. And you guys have obviously picked up that skill, right? And then the other thing that I just want to kind of toss out to you guys as I'm going to call it generation, right? You're probably going to hear a lot of people, oh, you guys have it super easy and, like, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I will say, the one thing I will stand my ground on is I didn't have Google when I was in high school, so we had to look up things in books. That was harder than what you have to do. We didn't have AI. We didn't have any of that fun stuff. But you guys have been through more in your first 18 years than we ever could have been. And, you know, just even going back to a couple weeks ago with what happened at the high school and watching, there were some kids from the high school here, and just knowing how, I've talked to some teachers, how you guys as a group responded to that. You guys are ready for the real world, okay? You may not realize it. There's going to be stuff, some old people are going to give you crap about some things you don't know, right? That's fine. Every generation has that. But I'm going to tell you guys, with the skills you've gotten from iJag and from the experiences you've had, you're going to be fine, okay? Go kick, you know what, okay? Is there anything else that you guys can think of that we got some more?
So this is actually my first year in iJag. I'm a senior, so I've only been in the class for a year. And I'd say that I've learned a lot just in a year. And like with the apartment simulation and learning more about like financial literacy and like all of this stuff. Huh? Oh, sorry. I thought he said something. So like, I don't know, I just feel less anxious about being an adult. So just like, if you're thinking of joining iJag, just do it. Like, do it. Because I learned so much just in a year. And I wish I would have started earlier. But like, I'm glad that I
at least got the
joined
year
before it was too late. But yeah.
I gotta say, one of the things that's like the most important is we walk in there every morning, and Mac always has a smile on his face with his coffee that's ready for us kids to drink if we need some. And whatever's said in the classroom stays in the classroom. Although, because we all have different backgrounds, like some of us have two parents, some of us have one, some of us don't have parents, and it's the simple fact that he'll listen to us and he won't repeat it, and he'll like find like resources. If like someone needs to go to a different place, he'll find resources. If you need food at home, he'll get that for you. And like if you need someone to talk to, he'll meet you up wherever, or call, like answer your phone. So it's the fact that like we always have the simple support we can go back to.
That's awesome. And that's one thing, you know, I'll tell you guys that is similar from when I was young. I had teachers like that. I have some that I still talk to and get advice from on a regular basis. Well, Chuck Van Heck, you know the Van Heck Center? He's a guy I talk to. He gives me more advice than he probably wants to still, right? So these relationships don't stop when you walk out the door either.
So I think the biggest thing I've been in iJag for 4 years, and I was, the second year of iJag here at Muscatine, I think it was something like that. And if I could, I would take it all 6 years we provide now, because we do have the 7-8 program, and they learn more about social skills and trying to interact and be able to talk out in public. And I already got to be able to do that. Like at a young age, I was able to start talking out in public and do things out in the public. But like for people who are very shy and can't even talk in front of a class, that class will help you do it. And not even just, you know, interacting with your classmates, interacting in public in front of like an auditorium or anything like that helps. It helps you in the real world, helps you anytime. But just being like a part of a family, like iJag's a family. You grow with your teachers, and your teachers will follow you. I grew at Miss Durham, my 9-10 program, and then I grew up with Mr. McConnell this year, and even with Miss Forrest at the middle school, I've gotten a really close relationship with her, and it builds a family. Like, you know, these are people that you're gonna know for a while that you can always rely on, and even, you know, the students in it, us classmates, peers, they're all there to help and support each other, even if we come from different parts of the world, different parts of the areas, anything like that. We all are one family, no matter what.
And what I love is the self-awareness of this. You know what I mean? It's one thing for it to happen and to be a family or to have those sorts of relationships. It's a completely another thing to recognize that it's happening and understanding it and valuing it, and then you can nurture it and you can continue to help it grow. So that's, again, that's one of the impressive things about your generation. You're significantly more self-aware than we ever were. I can tell you that. So keep it up. Congratulations on state. Good luck next week. Don't have too much fun.
I'll try not to.
And if there's ever anything you guys need, call us. Okay? So make sure you take some pictures, send them over. We'll make sure that everybody can see them and see how you do down at
We
Nationals.
plan to try to vlog the whole trip. I plan, but you know.
Yeah, I was going to say, that doesn't sound like
I'm
a
pretty
McConnell
sure I'm
thing.
gonna make McConnell my cameraman. So
That I'll bet he could do. I'll bet he could do that really well.
I'll stay behind the camera.
Just hit go live.
But yep.
Awesome. Well, guys, thank you for coming in. I'm sure you enjoyed getting out of school for a little bit, but have fun, keep it up, and I look forward to seeing what you guys can do. So, Muscatine, if you have any doubts about what the future holds, watch what these kids do. Write those names down, and I guarantee you life's going to end up okay. So with that, we will